shepherd to solve riddles which concern only rulers.
We will hear this, shepherd. Leave us. Leave us, I say. Dost thou believe in omens? There above our heads sits the bird of night. That bird is an evil omen. David of Bethlehem. David of Bethlehem. Thou hast grievously offended me in public. I am aware of it. Thou art mighty of heart. Speak now of our peace with the Philistines.
Majesty, the treaty limits the use of weapons to the officers of our host and guards of the palace.
It is true that only my officers and guards may bear weapons. So then?
But the treaty has put no limit whatever on the number of officers and guards which thou mayest have.
David, thou hast a sharp wit. I have heard much of thy sharp wit. Yet I cannot hate thee. Come. Come nearer to me. Come, David of Bethlehem. Drink.
I am not thirsty, O king.
Thou mayest choose either cup, and I will drink from the other. No, I will drink from both. They are not poisoned. I have sent out my servants to the markets and to the countryside. I have inquired about thee, David of Bethlehem. I hear thou art a wily hunter and have cunning hands for music. Wilt thou play for me, David? Wilt thou stay and sing my songs to make my spirit well again, David?
I shall obey thee, O king.
Thou shalt obey me. Aye. Thou shalt stay in my palace. Thou shalt remain with me, David of Bethlehem.
The sway of David over thy father waxes greater every day.
We shall find a way to make him powerless ere long.
I hope so, but I'm troubled most of all by the ways of thy sister.
Thinkest thou that Michal might cause us vexation?
Were David to fall in love with her, yes.
Oh, I have a watchful eye, Abner.
Accursed shepherd. And now the people praise him to the skies. Whilst he remains at court, our plans will surely be in danger. For some days it's been clear to me what David covets.
What is that?
The throne of Israel, Mirab. Thou forgets the prophecy of Samuel? His spell is already on thy sister, Michal, and on thy brethren. Not on me. Not on me, Mirab.
Calm thyself, Abner. Calm thyself, for thy apprehensions are excessive.
Thou, Saul, thou who wert the victorious hero of 100 battles, thou hast suffered thy first defeat. Why? Because thou art no longer the Saul of yesteryear, the Saul who was beloved of all the people of Israel, the Saul who was feared by his enemies, the Saul of whom my father Jesse so often spoke. O Lord, help him, forsake him not, and defer that day when he will no longer be king. Restore to him his wisdom and thy protection, I beg of thee.
David? But what art thou doing all alone here in the throne room?
Nothing, my princess. Nothing.
I was seeking thee, David. My father awaiteth thee in his quarters. He is weary and would hear thy songs again.
I shall go forthwith, princess.
My name is Michal.
I thank thee, Michal.
I rejoice that thou hast made my father calmer in spirit. Thy sweet presence and thy counsel are of very great help to him.
Were it not that it had made its way into the minds of the wise, my counsel would be gone on the wings of the wind.
Very true, but thou wert also able to do more. Thou hast made thy way into our hearts.
When I said the wise, the one I truly had in mind was thee, Michal.
Go, David. My father awaits thee.
Well done, Jonathan. Thine arm is a strong and steady one, like unto the arm of Saul.
Aye, he was a great king in his time. But age is upon him, and with his wits he hath also lost his strength. He knows not in what dire straits Israel is now. Look at me. I am compelled to hurl darts at mere images of the foe instead of bearing arms so as to wrest the sacred ark from those accursed Philistines.
Despair not, Jonathan. I tell thee, the day will indeed come, and that day is not far removed either. The day will come when the people of Israel will be once more as they were.
David, thou speakest as a prophet. Long have I ceased to hope any more.
Thou art wrong, Jonathan. I have not spoken as a prophet, but as a man who has faith in divine justice and is ready to serve its cause.
Even by main force if 'tis needed?
Aye, I would even use force.
And this, how does it serve thee?
This is the weapon of the prophet. I shall show thee.
In thy hands rests the fate of Israel, Benjamin of Gaba. Saul trusts thy wisdom and hence hath made thee emissary. To redeem the authority of the king, the sacred ark must be returned to Jerusalem. Thou knowest the bitter unrest that now grips our land.
I shall try not to deceive his faith.
Even were it to cost us all of the gold in Israel, whatever is demanded by the Philistines. Promise it.
I will do as thou sayest, Abner.